Citizens, it is that time. You are officially in the Alert Zone. Welcome to the Alert Zone TV. I am the host, Uncle James. Let's just get right into it. So, over the course of the last couple of days, we've had two or three, what they call mass shootings out in California, where multiple people have lost their life. First off, the condolences from the Alert Zone. We don't condone those activities. But we're going to have a discussion about some things, and I'm going to ruffle some feathers. I'm sorry if you're new to this channel. On the old channel, I know you guys hear me mentioning the old channel a lot. Excuse me, we didn't pull no punches. We are Second Amendment media. And in Second Amendment media, what I mean is Black Rambo, Honest Outlaw, Hickok 45, Gun Girls Atlanta, Regular Gun Guy, wherever you go, Colin Noir, no matter where you go, if you into the Second Amendment here on YouTube and you tuning into a reviewer, anybody that makes any kind of comments, that's a part of media. Because the reviewers are only showing you how the firearms work and the intended purposes. You understand? But the mainstream media has always picked and chose when they wanted to demonize firearms. If you live in California, shout out to Eyes and Ears Tactical, my brother. Go subscribe to him if you're not. We all know about California's histories of firearms. And as I stated last night when I did the whole thing about the mass shooting in California over at Monterey Park, I heard them say an assault pistol. And I kept asking myself, so now we've gone from assault rifles to assault pistols. And that started in California. So for those of you who are not politically active, they say in California, and so goes California, so goes the rest of the country. I'm going to show you what assault pistols have become now. Got the Canik TP9 SA with the decocker on the top. Chambered in 9mm, it's clear for YouTube. Got the 18 round mag. Got my EDC, my Walther PK 380, chambered in 380. It is clear. Got the 8 round mag. Got the Hornady zombie killers in there. Got my home defense, my Smith & Wesson SD40, chambered in 40 caliber. It's clear. Got the 14 round Winchesters in it. These are the new assault pistols now. Anything that takes a mag, that's a handgun, is the new assault pistols. They went from semi-automatic to being assault pistols. I paid attention to the media real close and how they're going to report on this. Because once you get into a particular genre, and especially if you start pushing content, you watch the news different than everybody else. You hear the context and you hear what they say and what they don't say. Now, let's get to a part of these two shootings out in California that we just gonna have to throw out there. This was Asian Americans taking this out on other Asians. Now, this is in California. If you recall, when the coronavirus hit, everything was about Asian, stop Asian hate. They had the same 3 people that was black that had a run-in with Asians. One of the women only had an argument with an Asian woman on the train somewhere in New York, and they arrested her for a hate crime. She didn't send no threats, didn't punch nobody or nothing, but they made her do the perk walk. I'm pretty sure they dropped the charges on her. The Asian people got a particular hate crime bill specifically for them. For those of you who remember, they stopped the Asian hate crime. The Asians have been considered as the model minorities. For those of you who don't know what that means they considered as the group of non-white people that everybody should ascribe to be. They have their own economy, their own banks, their own everything, even here in America. And yet, look at the violence that has plagued them. This didn't come out of nowhere. This probably has been going on. Now it's being publicized because the thing is, when you're not straight across the board and you give people preferential treatment, they start abusing it. And that's my take on that whole thing. But this morning, they said in Moon Bay, somewhere south of San Francisco, there was another 7 people killed at some nurseries. And that's for like where they grow plants and stuff. Because I know sometimes people hear nursery and they think of kids, but where they do plants and things like that. And I was surprised to find out that one of the suspects, there's a video of them taking him down, and he was an old Asian fella. And I was like, well, damn. That's kind of coincidental, but the mayor or one of the politicians in that area got up there and started talking about there's way too many guns in this country and we need to do something. He had a semi-automatic pistol, which is now considered to be an assault pistol. Mark my words. Magazine capacity is not going to even be the problem no more. California has 10-round magazines now. And most of the people out in California comply because you only can buy a firearm with 10-round mags. Now, I know, people buy them online or go out of the state and buy them or what have you. I noticed they haven't said about the shooting in Monterey Park, nor these ones they just reported on this morning, that these guys had extended magazines. So that means they had California compliant firearms, and yet they were still able to do damage. So now, my EDC, my PK380 takes 8 rounds, 1 in the head. If you let me fire this thing in a safe direction. I'm in a controlled environment, YouTube. You can put 1 in the head, and that'll give you 9. But this gun is California compliant as of now. In 6 months to a year, this will be considered to be a non-California compliant pistol because it has a magazine. They're going to go down to revolvers. I see this coming. They're going to start pushing. Well, we need to have revolvers that way. Well, it's longer to load a revolver, not knowing that they got speed loaders and that you can buy other chambers, other cylinders for revolvers, load them up, and you can just swap out the cylinder and keep going. But think about that. California compliant firearms. This is the narrative that they're going to push. And I'm telling you that because you're hearing that here first. I've already heard them say, instead of us prosecuting people across the board fairly, everybody get the same time for the same crime, period, point blank, they're going after firearms. These guys had legally owned firearms. Like I said yesterday when they CNN pulled that little stunt talking about assault pistols and, then the law enforcement said they traced the shooter in Monterey Park because of the serial number on the damn gun that he was disarmed with. Well, then that tells you his damn gun was compliant. But the narrative is that guns are evil, that guns kill people. Well, we come from in New Orleans, we say guns don't kill people, people kill people. Because guess what? I ain't never seen a gun jump up out of a damn safe and start shooting. I never seen a gun jump up out of a holster and just start going off. Never seen it. And believe me, you take guns, you still got knives, you got sticks, you got bottles, you got plates, you got all kinds of stuff. Hell, and if worse come to worse, people got their hands. They'll damn choke you to death. You know what I'm saying? So, George Floyd was choked. Eric Garner was choked. They wasn't shot. They wasn't stabbed. On top of other numerous people that's been choked to death. And this is not about law enforcement. I'm just pointing out the fact that people can die other ways. You take away firearms. If all the law-abiding citizens gave up firearms, you think it's anarchy in this country. Now, it would be off the meat racket. It would be off the meat racket. And as I said, Uvalde showed one thing. Law enforcement as a group across this country are willing to engage people they know are not armed and people they think are armed but won't shoot. If they believe that you will actually shoot it out with them, they're not going to engage you. And they'll let your damn children die then. That's what Uvalde showed to everybody. I don't give a damn who like it or who don't. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm thinking about doing a little something about these mass shootings. And since they brought Uvalde up this weekend, maybe I should do something about that and revisit Uvalde. and talk about that. Or go to T Electric's channel. When Uvalde happened, we did a live stream, me and him, and which we talked about all the logistics of Uvalde and what have you, because Uvalde was a unique situation in the fact that it was a mass shooting, mass killing that was able to be heard and seen in real time. For those of you who wasn't alive before the internet became the thing, TV was all we had to go on. Whatever law enforcement wanted to talk about or didn't want to talk about was it. Now with cell phones and cameras everywhere, we was able to see Uvalde in a scary response of law enforcement in real time. And that's what they're upset about. For the lady who jumped the fence and went and got her kids, I'm pretty sure they're still harassing that lady about keeping her mouth shut. Because I haven't seen her come out publicly and have like a long sit down or what have you, because she pointed out their cowardice. And, you had the one guy that was trying to get in there because he had a kid and they handcuffed him. And everybody was asking, where's all this aggression to that shooter in there? So I just wanted to let everybody know Monterey Park and now Moon Bay out in California in the Asian community, I just got to throw it out there. Because if it was a white guy, they would say, you see these white guys in guns, they are maniacs, blah, 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 blah. When it comes to black men and firearms, whether they're legal or illegal, are synonymous with crimes. Period, point blank, whether you like it or not. When you bring up firearms and black men, the first thing come to everybody's mind is drugs and criminality. When Joy Behar said on The View that there would be gun laws and gun restrictions if black people became legally armed, what she meant is if we became the face of legally armed people in America. We're not the face of it right now. I think the country is still grappling with the fact that so many of us are law-abiding citizens and so many of us are legally armed, because the notion had always been put out there that when it came to us, there was no such thing. Me living here in Iowa, I've had people tell me at the ranges, straight up, we had straight up talks, and they told me, man, it's surprising to see you here. And I just laugh and say, yeah, I know, we synonymous with crime and guns, right? And it was like, yeah, the only time we've ever heard about y'all in guns was in criminal acts. But just for the record, well, I know it's backwards, but this is my concealed carry permit out here in Iowa. So I'm legally armed. I keep my permit. I know people say, well, this place and that place has constitutional carry, but all 48 states, 50, will never be in agreements about that. The continental 48, they'll never be in agreements about becoming constitutional carry. So I'm going to work starting this year on trying to get permitted to carry in all 48, basically on all 50. I know with California and New York and what have you, you got to go out there and go through a long process for being an out-of-towner, but I want to go ahead on and get able to legally carry everywhere, because I do have multiple firearms. I have something where I can legally carry anywhere I go and be in compliance. Like I said, this holds 8 and another mag with it that'll give me 16 rounds. If I need more than that, it's an assassination attempt. It's not to protect myself. They come in to assassinate me. So this would be compliant right now in all 50 states. Because it's less than 10 rounds, and like I said, it would be compliant. Well, I couldn't take it to Chicago area because, as I understand it, it's a laser on it, and as I understand it, you can't have lasers. I could always take the laser off of this thing, but it is the laser edition. So, with that being said, hit me in the comment section and let me know what you guys think about this. If I ruffled your feathers, if I kind of upset people with some things I said, I'm not sorry about it, for the simple fact, you guys got to hear the truth, man. We got here because of mainstream media propaganda. That's how we wind up at the position that we at now. And if you live in California, you know definitely, you need one of these. The crime sprees in California, these smash and grabs are becoming more and more and more dangerous from what I hear. So I just wanted to shed some light on that this morning. I just happened to hear about all this, so hit me back in the comment section and let me know what you think. Till next time, stay safe, stay armed, stay on high alert, because the stuff has hit the fan, and these are the new assault pistols.